Hello, hello, hello.
Going on, chat? We back with another one, man.
Yes, sir.
Episode
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 13.
13, man.
Oh, snap. We here. This what 13 episodes that's officially crossing the 3 month if we were doing, weekly release 3 months into the game. How we feeling?
I'm feeling like we got a lot more gems to share, a lot more information to run through, a lot more topics to discuss. Excited of the progress thus far. We still got a lot of work to do, but that's part of the game, man. Can't complain, man. Blessed as always. I'm alive, heart beating, air in my lungs, roof over my head, clothes on my back. So I can't complain, man. Ain't nothing to it.
That's real. Sound like when you tell a kid to pray for the first time or like, ask them what they thankful for at Thanksgiving, they say, I'm thankful God woke me up this morning. It's kind of, but you gotta be grateful for the necessities, bro. The daily. A lot of people don't have that right now. A lot of jobs not even giving health insurance. You're waking up with uncertainty every day. So blessed for sure. And we're blessed to even be able to do this. Um, so yeah, thank you again, everybody who's been supporting. We say this every time. Black Box Theory is worldwide. We see the stats. We see the locations. Shout out to everybody in the U.S. Shout out to everybody overseas. If you're listening, please don't feel free to drop a rate on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, whatever you listen to. Drop a rating. It helps boost us up on the charts. We get a lot of people that try to reach out for business dealings, if that's what you want to call it. I'm not even going to say it like that. We're all adults here. People reach out for scams. Please stop doing that if you're doing that. Stop trying to scam us.
Yeah, man, we don't want your botted videos, botted streams, man. Not we're not looking for monetization, SEO optimization. We're not looking for none of that, bro. So we just trying to pod and keep it going, man. Keep it pushing, bro. So that's all it is, man.
All the real people, man. If you're a real human, I don't care where you're from, interact with us. This translation's for a reason. If you don't speak our language for whatever reason, and you still listen to the podcast or it's being translated somewhere that we don't know about, interact with us or comment whatever you know. Let us know you're real. Our message is global, and we're trying to keep growing, and we need more input, more insight, and all that. And speaking of insight, before I forget, because last time I kind of forgot for people who watched episode 12, and if you didn't, go check that out. Good episode. Disclaimer. So we are not financial advisors, investment professionals, or career counselors. Everything on this show is for informational and educational purposes only. Do your own research, talk to a licensed professional before making any financial decisions, and always consult with people who have certifications, degrees, and are legally allowed to give you advice, even outside of financial. Especially in today's world, we're seeing a crazy market moving up and down. All these things. Just talk to pros, man.
Yeah, man. Let's jump into it, bro. What we got cooking today, bro?
Man, I think I kind of want to start with the family thing. However, I think we should start with the stock market. To be honest, stocks been
Ooh.
crazy lately.
Yeah, man. For all my folks that's tapped into the investing side, I'm sure if you had any type of holdings this week, bro, I'm almost positive you've seen some green in your portfolio. This is like one of the best 4 or 5 day stretches we've seen in some time. I mean, the S&P 500 crossed the 7,100 point threshold for the first time ever, bro. So we are moving. We are moving. Everything's up right now. Everything's rallying, whether it's for good or bad reasons. But yeah, if you have any type of saying that if you was in the stock market like when stuff was dipping down earlier in April, basically year to date, like if you got in at any time, below a lot of these rolling 52-week, if 100-day averages and whatnot, you should probably have gotten some type of decent return or gain. But yeah, man, I would just like I said, everything is kind of good and dainty right now, but I hope everyone doesn't think that this is like sustainable, oh, we notched some greens for the rest of the year. It's gonna be a surefire green as well too. Oh, it's for sure going back down. No questions asked, because there's of course a lot of just uncertainty. Like even still, as we seeing like these new ceasefires and 10-point agreements getting signed, they don't always actually hold up, contrary to what our president says. Yeah, like I said, anyone that is investing right now, like I'm sure, like just kind of be cognizant. Don't be over leveraged. Don't like if you haven't gotten in yet, please do not chase all time highs. That is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it's not the
Um,
time.
yeah, like price does matter. Like a good asset is a good asset, but the price that you get in at it, or the price that you get in said asset at, makes all the difference, right? Like just because it's a good investment doesn't mean that the price is good to buy it right now. So if you have not invested, I would highly, even if stuff does keep going up, wait for a pullback. Investing at anything at its all time high is a recipe for losing bread, losing money.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah. So like I said, at the end of the day, so everyone's strategy is different. Yeah, me personally, I'm a long term. I'm holding for long term a lot of my investments. Like I say, yeah, holding long term. Some people do day trades, some people do swing trades, calls, options, futures, whatever you're into. Everyone has a different strategy. So a lot of this kind of like news is different for everyone. Like for some people, it being an all time high doesn't matter because they're scalping and they're still going to get their money anyway. But for my long term people who just want to put their stuff into a ETF, into an asset or a security, close it up and not look at it again. This is, I'm not saying you have to be like I said, a finance buffer or market guru. You do just kind of need to be aware of what's going on in the news, why stuff is going up, and just be aware of like when an asset is hitting its all time high. Because like I said before, man, getting in at the absolute peak, probably not a good idea. But yeah,
Yeah, you don't start a roller coaster at the top, bro. You
telling you, bro, price matters, man. Price matters.
It does. And we always say time in the market is better than market timing. However, you do have to be intelligent with your entries. If you look at everything as all time high, that means, yeah, Malcolm explained it, bro. It's going to have to go down for it, go back up. But like from, also keep in mind like everything with what the White House is doing, everything going on with the Middle East. These things are factors. I know I'm seeing some people saying that Trump is the reason the stock market went up. I don't buy that personally. I think it more so has to do. I was speaking with some people. I think it more so has to do with the ceasefire between Israel and, why am I drawing a blank right now? Who do they have a ceasefire with? Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Israel and Lebanon. I think that was kind of the key that drove it up because Trump. Granted, I don't follow everything he does, but last thing I saw, he was posting a picture of him as Jesus Christ. But I don't really know what's going on there. But
Yeah, that's. Did you see his excuse for that? Oh, I was actually
doctor.
down to be a doc. I personally, and someone can correct me if they've seen otherwise, but I personally have never seen a doctor with glowing light beams coming out of his hands, draped in white cloths. I personally had never seen that. I would love to know if anyone, uh, especially any of his, so devoted supporters could show me, a doctor they're aware of that has light beams
Yeah.
coming from his pores. I'd love to know, tap in and get a prescription or two from bro, because clearly he has some type of powers that the rest of us just don't know about. So yeah.
And it's like, it's funny because, a lot of people that support that side are also like claiming to be super heavy Christians, but I'm like, that's blasphemous. Personally, I feel like any form of Christian, that's got to be blasphemous.
Hmm.
That's kind of ridiculous. We post the Obamas as monkeys, post Jets dropping feces all over the American citizens, posts himself as Jesus, says he's going to evaporate or kill an entire race of people, and people keep saying, "Oh, he's not running the account." Whatever, you figure that out. That's not up to me. I just know what everyone else sees.
Yeah.
Uh, but like for my people who've watched The Boys, the last episode, I'm not spoiling anything, but
I actually haven't watched it, bro. I need to get
you
tapped
haven't
in,
seen
bro.
it.
I'm behind on. I haven't touched The Boys or The Invincible yet, bro. I told you. I already told you, bro. I'm trying to finish Better Call Saul, bro. I know I'm like like 10 years late, but I'm on the last season now, bro. Got like 6 more episodes.
Great show, by the way.
Nah, it's
Good
crazy.
show.
I
Yeah.
just got past the episode of boy Howard. Howard got killed.
Ah,
I was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Now I seen Howard
it's
get
a
killed.
spoiler for people who ain't seen it. It's a
Yeah, but
spoiler alert.
I mean, it's been 10
It's
years,
old.
bro. I would hope nobody else is just watching just like me. But nah, I've been meaning to get around to it. I was Breaking Bad years ago, so for me just now getting to this. But yeah, I seen Howard get killed. And I seen my boy Gus kill Lalo. It's been crazy, right? It's a roller coaster. I'm sure there's still some more episodes, but great show,
So far,
man.
where you think is, would you put it above Breaking Bad right now? So far from what you've seen, or how you rank them?
It's hard, bro. It's hard to no. I mean, I think they're really neck and neck, but I got to give the edge to Breaking Bad just because Breaking Bad has episodes that are immortalized. Um, I feel like Better Call Saul doesn't have. Maybe it may be because I haven't seen it yet. Um, But Breaking Bad, it has a couple episodes, bro, where it's just like there is never going to be a better like what like season 5 episode, like the near perfect, what's it called, like I
Oh,
forgot
they
the
had the
name of the
near.
episode. Ozzy, uh
Was it the last or second to last episode or something?
bro,
Um,
it's the I think it's something like that. It's like the one with
was
like
it when
basically like,
Walt
huh?
came back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a couple. It's
Yeah.
Selena, Face Off. I don't know how to say this. Is it Ozymandias? I don't know, something like that. But yeah, Breaking Bad just has like some episodes where it's just like peak. I just don't know a TV show that gets better than that. It's been some years since I watched Breaking Bad, but it's up there in my like probably top. It's up there, bro. Like my top 5 shows I've ever watched.
It's consensus. Well, I've
Yeah,
seen
I
some
think it's
lists that say
consensus
otherwise,
top
but
5 TV show ever though. Like top
yeah,
3
no, it's
maybe.
up there. It's always that, The Sopranos, The
The Wire.
Wire.
Yeah, The Wire is always up there. I see what's on the TV show I always hear about?
People put The Office up there, but I
I don't know,
can't.
all
That's
this
not the same
is a
type of
freaking
TV.
classic, bro. But everyone doesn't get the humor. Like everyone doesn't have that sense of humor, bro. Like people like think some people think it's corny or it's not funny, but it's like it's people that get the joke, like get the like it's like a lot of like dry humor and like. But Steve Carell's just a genius, bro. Like the characters in The Office are just legendary. Like The Office, that was my comfort show at one point. Yeah. I'm trying to see what else would be up there. Like
Time shows. Uh,
Sopranos is always up there. The Wire is always up there. I hear people put Narcos up pretty high. Uh,
Narcos.
Walking
I,
Dead is up for a lot of people pretty high.
No. I've watched I've watched all of the Walking Dead, like the main show, all 11 seasons. I love the show, but I cannot comfortably, unless you cut it off at like season 4 or 5, whenever it kind of that shift happened. Up to then, sure, you could say it's a top show, but like season 6 through 11, there were some good seasons. It's not like it's all trash, but like that show ran too long. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
just because it's hard to put it as a top show all time because it went
Honestly,
too long.
I think they both up there though. Like as one of the best TV shows of all time. Like Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Game of Thrones has to be up there for people
I
that
mean,
haven't
yeah,
watched
bro,
it.
Better Call Saul, some people say it's better than Breaking
Yeah,
Bad, which
I can
story
understand
wise
it.
it is better. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
no,
The
no.
story
I
is
think
more
the story, like, I'm not gonna lie. I think that Jimmy's character development and like some of the parallels in the story, like one of the parallels I realized like after Howard got killed, bro. I don't know how long it's been since you watched, but I'm like thinking just like when Lalo was like, um, he says like he only sleeps for like an hour at night, but then Howard was like, I'm like, have you ever had insomnia? I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. That was like a parallel I had noticed, like when they got buried together too. It's like the man who couldn't sleep versus the man who would never wish insomnia. Like I was like stuff like that, bro. It's just like you can't make that up. That's just like bravo, well done by the producer. Like it's just yeah, they're both elite shows though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, my bad for anybody that's listening that just listen to us go on a tangent about Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But those are both legendary shows, and I think that everyone should do themselves a favor and indulge.
100%.
They're both just like, and it's like you don't even have to like really like a specific genre of TV show to even get into them. If you like good TV, bro, you're going to get hooked, bro. Like just watch it, bro. It's just so much. It's just cinema, bro.
Good TV. I still
It's
need to watch
cinema.
Pluribus, bro, which is
Yeah, I gotta watch that next too. But I gotta
yeah.
get around to Invincible, the boys, all of that. Cause I'm seeing TikTok edits, bro. I gotta get
Nah,
in and lock in.
the spoilers with those shows are crazy. Like I don't see too many comic spoilers with the boys, but with Invincible, absolutely. But that's what I was gonna say. Like going back to the beginning with the whole Trump thing. This last episode of the boys, people need to remember they filmed all this before Trump became president, and this stuff was like. Look, there's a scene that's very similar to some stuff to the doctor thing that Trump did. It's very similar. Like it looks like it's almost a 1-to-1. But like for people who've seen that episode, they know it's just it's predictable to an extent. They predicted this stuff. But nah, the boys absolute cinema. Even though I've been seeing some controversy coming up around some of the people in the show and what their past might have been.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
not here to cast judgment. I don't know what people. I wasn't there. I've seen the reports. I don't agree with the stuff. If things are true, I'm not gonna say names. I don't know what people were forced to do. If they enjoyed doing what they did, or if it was kind of like you're in that system, so you have
Yeah,
to carry out a certain way because that's the way it is. And if you don't, then you'll get some sort of punishment. I don't know. There's a lot of things, but the boys, objectively, I think the boys could. Not a top 10 show, but I think it's one of the best shows of like the 21st century for sure.
yeah. I don't think people realize like how much of a parody it is on like our actual government. and like literally the country. Like people don't realize like a lot of stuff. It's like it's just jokes hidden in plain sight, bro. Like people don't. People sometimes. Some people think watching The Boys is an exaggeration of what like Americans see on the day to day. But it if superheroes were like a real thing, that is exactly how it would play out. Like very much so. So, I do credit that show for being like one to kind of go against the grain and actually put the spotlight on, um, like some of the authoritative, dictatorship esque situation we have going on this way. So, um,
100%.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that show, like honestly, that show is like to me is like a 1-to-1 with America. Everything that is in that show is literally what has happened in this country. Like literally, if you
Yeah.
go back to when they made a supervillain that like suicide bombed and he survived, and then they had to like kill him off because I don't know. Like, either way, I don't know if they made him, but like he got the stuff to make him a superhero. Either way, everything in the show is like literally factual, and I think now a lot of people see it because like it's happening in real time. Like it's not even just based off historical stuff anymore. It's like literally real time happening. So great political satire. I mean, it is a little gross, but like those things happen too.
It's a bit of gore for sure.
I
But
wouldn't even think about just the gore. I
oh
was
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It can get a little graphic for sure.
it's graphic, yeah, 100%. Don't watch it with your kids,
Oh yeah,
1,000%.
yeah, 100, man. But yeah,
But nah, yeah, nah, definitely good topics with the cinema. Let us know what y'all favorite shows are for people listening, man. Comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Let me know. Let us know.
okay,
Uh,
man.
but but speaking of which, man, I feel like before we get into some some other stuff, I gotta ask, man. Family structure, layers of importance. Think about religion. Think about what your parents want. Think about what people want. I'm not going to sit here and try to use the Bible as like a tool for this, but I've seen a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreement about the order of priority between your spouse, your parents, and your children. Which which order are they priorities in your life, or what you think? Obviously, we can't tell other people how to live, but like for you, like what are you? If you were married, had kids, your parents.
Yeah, man, that's tough. I think like conversations like this always get kind of like taken out of context and just put like on this magnifying glass to make situations like a do or die really extreme such a type of deal. But like I think a lot of this kind of just I guess underpinning people's responses to this is just how people were brought up and what type of values. Because there are some people that would just never put their parents under anybody, no matter the circumstances. There are people who would put their parents at the bottom of the list without hesitation. There are people who could care less about their kids. Like I said, it's so many um like routes and ways you can approach this. But me personally, man, I think that obviously this is like two of these are hypothetical because I'm not married and I do not have children yet. But like I said, I'm in a relationship, so I'll just use that as my kind of like base point. I think that for a situation like this, and like I said, knowing my parents and just the way that they raised me, like to even get to the point where I have my own spouse and children and family, I know the way that they raised me, they themselves would want me to put my family at the top of my totem pole. Um, just because like that's kind of like the whole point of this, right? Like to obviously when you like your parents raise you up so you can go out and accomplish things and create your own family, create your own legacy, there's always going to be like a like a responsibility and kind of like obligation I have to my parents for everything they've done for me and like the way that they raised me, the principles they've instilled in me, and just kind of like giving me all the tools I needed to succeed. So that obligation that's never going to go away. But I think when you're talking about like creating your own family from the like it's different, bro, because it's like I think
It's a
like that.
choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. I think for me, honestly, it's going to be like a one or two between like that. It's hard for me to say right now. Like I said, 'cause I don't have kids, so I don't have like that type of like connection with something that I've really made and built. I said, I'm thinking like I'm trying to think of like how I would be as a father. I think that for me it would be like it's definitely one or two between like my wife or my kids. And it's just like I'm thinking because like your wife is a person that you choose, or your spouse. Let me not just say wife, anybody. Your partner is a person that you choose to do life with, right? That's the person that you choose to do life with, to go through the ups and downs and trials and tribulations with. That's your person. That's your ride or die through thick and thin. And that's the only person out of everyone on this list that loves you for you and not for a relation to you. Like I was telling you earlier, right? Like your parents love you because you're their child, and your children love you because you're their parent, right? It goes both ways. Your spouse is the only person that will love you for you. Your partner, you guys pick each other. You guys are not bounded by blood, by family relations, or by ties or anything like that. So for
Hopefully.
me, I think it'd have to be like spouse, um, and the kids. Like I said, even though kids are bounded by blood, it's like that's my legacy. So it's hard for me to put them under too. So I'm like knowing, like I said, knowing my girl, I think that she also want that as well. Like to put like our children first to make sure that because it's like it's crazy to I don't know, it's tough, right? But like I said, they're 1A, 1B for me, honestly. Like spouse and kids are probably 1A, 1B for me, and then I have my parents. Like I said, a lot of people kind of like stress over this. I think like I said, everyone's situation is different. There are people who are unmarried who would easily put their parents at top. There are people who are, like I said, I'm doing all this from hypothetical. I'm thinking like 10 years from now, married, kids, family, all of that. Still got my parents in my life, all that good stuff. That's my thinking hypothetically, like I said, and that's also because like that's specific to me and my family situation, and I think like just the most reflective of me. But it's also isn't like a. I hate when people do it as like a rank in order of like importance because it's not importance. It's just like when it comes down to it, like said and done, like right, like who's there, right? And so I feel like with parents, the whole point is to raise you up so that you can have your own experiences and have your own family, and then it becomes like So I don't know, like I said, I think everyone's gonna have a different answer to that, and I don't think there's any wrong answer. But like I said, I just think it's important to kind of have that context and understand that everyone on that list, there are two, like I said, between parents and children, they love you because of your blood ties to them, and then there's your partner that's who you have to pick. And I feel like that's the only person that's like you can like. I feel like it's kind of hard to go against that. So, um, yeah, man, that's what I'm thinking. What about you?
First off, if you're in an arranged marriage, your kids are probably number one because your parents sold you off and your spouse is somebody you didn't choose to be with. So I feel for you guys. Well, we're speaking from a stance of freedom to choose who you are married to and who you have children with and, all those things. That's the assumption here. I just want to put that out there because he did say earlier, that you're not related and blah, blah, blah. For some people, unfortunately, they are related to who they're getting married to. That is also an exclusion here. That sounds crazy. But it happens way more than people think and realize. Like the cultural reasonings or location where you are.
Trailer park.
I, yeah, uh, that's an example. That's an example. Obviously, some people in the trailer parks. Cousin, whatever. Right? My personal. My personal order, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think it would have to be just off the top of my head. Obviously, it's not like a level of priority. Like if I can only save one person and it's between or one set of people and it's between my kids, my wife, and my family. Hopefully, never in that situation. But it's not like I'm doing that. It's just I feel like once you become married, right? That's a commitment. So like traditionally, in my mind, your spouse, assuming let's say you're marrying a woman, you're getting married to your wife. Their parents are now handing her over to you. So you are now the the responsible party there. It's not like you own her. It's not like you are her dad now. It's just literally like you're committing to one another. So you're saying like, hey, I got you, you got me. We're doing this thing together. Like that, we're doing life together. So it's like we have to keep each other accountable. We have to keep each other healthy. We have to keep each other happy to our best ability while maintaining our own peace. And that's just what it is. Otherwise, what's the point of getting married? If you're not making some sort of spiritual or deeper commitment than to just say, oh, we're together now, we're going to be together forever, blah, blah, blah. So it's not a control thing. It's just kind of like, it's a handover. Same thing with the guy's parents. It's like, okay, you're going to be his wife or, his partner, whatever the case is. Yeah, it's y'all now. And you're starting a new family branch. So you want to have a strong foundation. Um, Parents obviously always there for you. And I have seen the argument where it's like some guy on Facebook, he was like, man, I never put my girl over my parents because or anybody over my parents because they'll leave you before your parents do and blah. That's not true. Y'all listen to some people, their parents will throw you to the side like you a wastebasket, bro.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm like it's very specific to your upbringing and your family situation. Parents are not the same. Everyone's kids aren't the same. Everyone's spouse are the same. So it's like it's a very vague, it's a very broad question. And you're going to get a lot of different approaches and responses to it. But like I said, it's very specific to your. My answers stem from the way I know that my parents would go about it, and I know that they would want me to put my family and my legacy first, because everything they have done for me. Like I said, my younger sister has been like, it's been like a sacrifice. Like I said, it's like, bro, if I've seen my parents my entire life make sacrifices to make sure that we had more opportunities and a better, like basically like have all the tools to equip ourselves for success, why would they, when it actually is time for me to start my family, want them to put themselves at the top when their entire life, for as long as I've been around, everything I've seen from them has just been a sacrifice to make sure that I can get to the next level. It's like, it just goes against everything they've done their entire life. So it's like, it doesn't even make sense. But like I said,
And you
like,
can still no, go
yeah,
ahead. My fault.
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say like you can still support and help your parents while having your family
That's what I'm
prioritized.
saying. And that's what I said. It's not a rank in order of importance. Just because you have your kids or your wife at the top does not mean that you neglect your parents, right? That's not what I'm saying at all. That's like, it's not a rank of order of importance, but it's just like, you're just, everything in life has like a rank for, like, you can call it maybe priority, or like for like what's like, like however you want to frame it. But it's not like, one, only person I care about, two, I somewhat care about, three, I don't care about at all. It's not that. It's more so like a sense of urgency, kind of priority list, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it's
Responsibility.
your responsibility. Yeah, right. Like obligation to, like, whatever you hire. Yeah, all of that. So, yeah, man, it's always, it's one of them questions I think that gets overcomplicated a lot, because people just argue about what's right, what's wrong, and that's the thing. People have, there's no right or wrong answer for
Some
this.
people have trauma too, not gonna lie. They have trauma that they need to address. And
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the argument of also like people saying like if you're one it was a stance somebody had where they said if you're one of those people that say, well, I didn't choose to be here, I don't owe you anything, like they think that about their parents, they say they can never talk to you. I know that might sound confused, but basically this person would say like if you think your parents brought you in so you don't owe them anything, then you're crazy. That's the sense they had. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. I do think that's wrong. I don't think you should just say like screw your parents because maybe they didn't give you everything you wanted and they did bare minimum. They still gave you like they didn't have to put clothes on your back and feet. They could have gave you up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Obviously, if your parents did that and they're still bad parents, it's different. Because there are a lot of abusive parents and bad parents who like do the bare minimum and then try to hold it over your head. That's not what I'm saying is cool. But yeah, it's all situational, bro. It's all situational, and really, the family structure in America is falling apart anyway. People go in no contact with their families, and I'm not here to judge that. I mean, everyone has their own reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like the family structure just for every race in America. Well, okay, specifically for I want to say for Black and white Americans is deteriorating uh pretty badly. I don't know about other cultures in America because I know like a lot of times it's a little bit stronger. Like I know a lot of people who are like first generation, second generation Americans. So that culture from where like their I guess people are from like is stronger, so they actually
Mm-hmm.
have ties versus Americans. It's like I'm not gonna say versus Americans, they're American too, but people who like their history as far back as they know is only America, it's a lot weaker of a family system, or it's like business based. So it's a lot to consider there. But no, we can yeah, family structure. Go to therapy, y'all. But next, let's talk about man, Allbirds, bro. We're moving into AI. The shoes. For people who don't know,
Crazy.
Allbirds, it's a
Crazy,
shoe brand.
crazy, 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 crazy. This is honestly one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Yeah, like okay, so oh wow, you know what's crazy, bro? Their stock. Okay, so it started to, yeah, so now it's actually going right back down to, so right, so
It's
it
going back
went
down. Hey, Mike, can we get a visual?
right. You feel me? It's down to $2, right? I mean, it started it was trading at what, 250 share, jumped up 800%. 21.95. Now it's back to $10. It's coming right back down. And like I told you, like, everybody that pumped this joint up was just out of their mind. To level set for all my people that may not be familiar with Allbirds or what it is that we're talking about, right? So we are talking about Allbirds, stock ticker Bird, BIRD. Allbirds is a bro, their stock on Wednesday, it soared nearly 600% on news of the AI pivot. Birds is a shoe company. Allbirds, I repeat, is a shoe company that made a that made a huge pivot to AI. So they're putting footwear in its rear view, as their tech founders are taking a longer term view on the technology landscape. So what they're doing to make this kind of pivot, and when I say it, this is like literally all chips and all bets on the table. The sneaker brand, they're selling their intellectual property and all of its footwear assets to American Exchange Group, which is a brand management firm, for $39 million. So in exchange for $39 million, Allbirds is now changing its course. They said on Wednesday that it linked a definitive agreement with an unnamed institutional investor for a $50 million convertible financing facility to enable it to pivot its business, get this, from shoes to AI compute infrastructure. This company just sold all of its assets, all of its IP, all of its intellectual property, shoes, everything for $39 million, signed a definitive agreement for $50 million, and said, yeah, you know what? Now we're doing AI compute infrastructure. I have never, and this should tell everyone that doesn't think like the AI, bro, AI,
Bubble,
this
man.
is like, you can slap AI on anything and your stock will soar. This is crazy to me, bro. Like, I have never seen a stock get inflated this quickly from a pivot this sudden ever in my life. For one, I've never seen a company do this. To go from, this is like if Apple stopped selling Macs, iPhones, HomePods, all their entire product line, they started selling crocheted hats. That's like what type of, so their aim long term is they want to become a cloud-based service provider. They want to integrate GPUs as a service, so GPU AAS as an AI native cloud solutions, right? So basically
$39
all
million. Okay.
right. Anyone that knows about what it would like when it comes to GPU integration and data source build out or data center build out, we're talking in the tens of billions, not millions, right? So they're also changing their name to New Bird AI, right? So Allbirds to New Birds AI. Their stock gets surged to it went from it closed on Tuesday at 249. It surged to 1945 in midday trading. That's a 600 nearly 600% gain, right? So they renamed to New Bird AI. They expect to use capital from this convertible financing facility to acquire high performance GPU assets that and over time, as it grows its neo cloud platform, it will evaluate strategic M&A, which is merge and acquisition opportunities, right? So they're going to buy these GPU assets, these high performance GPU assets, start kind of building up their cloud infrastructure, integrating GPU as a service to different, I'm guessing, clients and customers into their own workflows and their own kind of cloud system. And as they grow these assets, they're going to start evaluating opportunities to merge, to sign partnerships and deals, same way OpenAI is doing. So yeah, they it's crazy, bro, because it's like
Cook, man.
it is
.com all over again.
yeah, it's crazy. What I said, it says the document. So they're going to have a meeting with the Security Exchange Commission, the SEC. And so the conversion of the convertible facility is subject to shareholder approval at an upcoming virtual meeting for a special meeting for stockholders on May 18th, 2026. So a month from when we're recording this, right? So this meeting is also going to serve as the venue for shareholder approval of the IP asset sales to American Exchange, representing all of Allbirds assets, all the shoes, all the intellectual property, all that good stuff under Delaware law. So this asset sale, if it's approved, all the shareholders on board, will result in the issuance in the third quarter of 2026, a special dividend to stockholders of record as of May 20th, 2026.
But are they gonna like stop selling shoes altogether? Like that's done?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I was just asking because like we've seen this happen before. Like Facebook, when they became Meta, they went all in on
Yeah.
metaverse.
But it's like Meta at that point, they had a whole lot more capital and kind of like, I think, flexibility. It wasn't as crazy as a pivot. They're going from a already kind of digital social network to a meta VR kind of, at least that's in the same playing field whatsoever. But
Still need to watch that movie.
you're going from running shoes to GPU infrastructure.
Hey,
That's an
hey,
that's a, that's an entire that's an entirely new company. You need
Nike, take notes.
you need data center technicians, machine learning engineers, software engineers. Like, you need hardware engineers. Like, you need like people to understand microprocessors and tokenization. Like, bro, this is a complete overhaul, bro.
They
Like,
were better off creating smart shoes, like trying to integrate AI with fitness, where some area they already have.
it is crazy, bro. This is just one of them things. I mean, it's just gonna, dude. This is just crazy to me, bro. Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like they're coming in at a very ultra competitive time, bro, where it's like lead times for everything are excessively long, whether that's memory, that's GPU, chips, compute, that's storage, that's data center power requirements. So it's like they're going from a, like I said, I mean the SU space is competitive too, but it's nothing like you are not dealing with no type of the same type of beast in the SU space as you are when you come over to the GPU side, bro. Now you're up against your Nvidias, your Microsofts, your Metas, your Oracles, right? Your Amazons. Like you're going to ghouls. Like you're going against like real demons out on the field now, bro. So it's just like I personally will not be investing in New Bird AI. But it will I will be extremely curious to see how this kind of unfolds and plays out. Because this type of pivot at this time is unprecedented, bro. Like it's but what I do have a feeling of though, bro, I think this is going to be like the start of a butterfly effect. And I think we're going to start seeing companies that feel like they're in a dead end space of innovation and creativity just start slapping AI on everything, bro.
I hope it's the beginning of the end. For the sake of
I do too.
everyone who is in the workforce or trying to get in the workforce or actually wants to do something they enjoy with their life, I hope this is the beginning of a great reset.
It is crazy.
I hope it all just comes crashing down. But like I will say, I keep going back to the .com bubble because I've seen comparisons to that. Obviously, I wasn't there. I know some of you might think that I was there. People tell me I look old. Uh, thank you. Question mark. But yeah, no, .com bubble. Basically, that's what companies were doing. They would slap .com to their business name or say, "Oh, we have a website. We're .com." Blah blah blah. Stock would shoot up. Now we're seeing that with AI. And like Malcolm said, this is a completely competitive space. Very competitive. It's constantly changing. Like you could talk a little bit more about the Claude models and things, but it's like right now getting into that as a you're trying to build. I hope they're really trying to figure out a way to support or do kind of like what companies like Microsoft does, where you try to work with these AI companies to create offerings running on their models. Because if you're trying to create a model,
Oh yeah,
you're
39 million ain't gonna cut it, brother.
yeah, it's over with. I mean, we saw what was the thing? Not lobster. What was the thing
You
that
talking about open claw?
open claw? Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff
Oh
gets
yeah, yeah.
popping for a week or two max, and then somebody come out with something better.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, brother. Like it's like training LLMs, like frontier LLM models, bro. These can range from 60 to 100 million dollars, bro. Like GPT-4 is like in that range, but like and it's a massive power, and it's a lot like across like for training costs. Like so, you have your compute infrastructure. The GPUs themselves cost something crazy. The large expense with like rental rates, they can charge anything on an hourly basis. You have your model size and data, the more parameters, and with larger models with more parameters and larger data sets require more training time and higher cost. You have your energy consumption, which everyone knows about, the 4, 5, 6, 7 gigawatts of power that are needed. Data creation, all this stuff, bro, kind of goes into these high training costs. I would, like I said, I'll just be curious to see how well positioned this company is to deal with this crazy pivot, how they will rebrand themselves, how they will change, adjust the hiring of their current kind of like talent. Like I'm like, bro, I just don't understand how you like. What do you tell the guys that are in there making the shoes now? Like, if I'm a guy that designs our next shoes, and you telling me, oh yeah, we doing all GPU stuff now, brother. You can go ahead, pack your stuff up, bro. All of that. I don't know, man.
Shoe designers in 2026, it's not looking good. Not looking good.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's crazy times we living in, bro. S&P on a run, all time high. Shoe companies trying to make LLMs, bro. It's cooked.
It's very cooked, and you know what's even crazy with all this is the fact that returning to office is still mandatory for a lot of people. But I think it also it applies differently, right? I mean, this kind of connects. So like I know people that they have to go in 5 days a week. However, it's like it's not work where you're working across time zones. For example, like you can go in at 6 a.m., be done with your day by 2 o'clock, because it's just a matter of you doing your job and going home, which I think that's great. If I could go in 5 days a week or had to go in 5 days or work at 980 where I work 5 days one week and then, or no, 5 days one week, 4 days the next week, but you're doing 9 hours a day, especially if it's a situation where they're not like clocking you being physically in office, but it's just you have to go in office and then you have to have worked for 9 hours. Man, people like, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't complain because obviously everyone's job is different, but that sure beats having to go in office and then having meetings at umpteen o'clock in the morning and umpteen o'clock at night because you're working across time zones where there is no cutoff time. Uh, but yeah, no, RTO, man, meetings, hours. I can say I had a meeting recently where everybody, when I say everyone in the meeting, literally everyone in the meeting in my building on my floor, were all in office that day or in office at some point. Right. And, RTO, everyone's saying, oh, you got to go back in, go back in, go back in. It's going to be so good for productivity. Still, I want somebody to attach some data. Please, somebody send us an email with some data supporting that. And also because I've actually heard of studies where it's the opposite. It's not good the way the offices relate, these open office spaces. But I'm not a psychologist, and I think other people should realize they're not as well. And in that meeting, I'm not going to sit here and count. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 people in the meeting. Everyone was there. Only 2 of us actually met in person, right? And I talked to somebody else about this. They were like, "Well, I can't scroll my phone or I can't do other work while I'm in it." And I'm like, are we not supposed to like be in the meeting actually present? And the meeting was useless too. Like it was somebody was like holding it up, actually not trying to get things done. Like, it was a very focused meeting, but one person didn't pre-read. People don't pre-read. People don't prepare for meetings. If you send a message longer than 1 sentence, it's too much reading. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, obviously, I don't know. It's different everywhere, but like if people don't even want to meet in person because they want to do other things and not pay attention. And when they get called on in the meeting, they're like, "Huh? Can you repeat that?" It's like, what are we doing? And it's in person. Everyone's in office.
Crazy times, man.
And I know these are like luxury complaints, right? Like I'm sure somebody working at the 7-Eleven would say, "Hey, I would love to have this problem." Right? There's pros and cons about everything, man. There's pros and cons about everything.
I don't say that. Even there are people that would be blessed to be in a position. I don't think that takes away your right to have your fair share of complaints and reservations about a situation. I feel like, I hate when people say that. It's like, oh, you shouldn't complain because so and so would rather. There's no matter what situation you're in, there's always going to be worse situations. I feel like that shouldn't take away. Obviously, as long as you're grateful and you're like appreciative of being in the situation, doesn't mean I can't have my own reservations about it. I mean, it's my life at the end of the day, right? So it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So nah, man, I definitely empathize with you, bro, because I hear it over and over again, bro, just how kind of like pointless it is just going in to do the exact same thing I do at home, which is join meetings virtually and listen in meetings virtually and work independently. So yeah.
Virtual meetings, be in the same room. I've literally been in the same room with someone having a virtual one-on-one.
Oh, that's nasty.
You get what I'm saying? So for all my people who are like, oh, I need to be in office because I struggle at home and I can't focus and I need in-person interaction. Go pick up a hobby, man. Go find something because I guarantee you, even if you are in office, and yes, I'm not discrediting your concern here. It's a valuable concern. You might thrive better with people-to-people interaction. I promise you, depending on who you work for and who you work with, you being in office is going to make it even worse because you feel isolated at home. Imagine how it feels being around other people who don't talk to each other. It's like isolation on top of being ignored, unless like just having people coughing or loudly laughing or spitting or doing whatever they're doing, stinking it up. You know what I mean? Like if those things help you, sure, fine, go do that. But I think people like we need to realize like life is short, bro, and we spend so much time working and at work. You blink and then your time is gone. Like I don't know. Maybe my generation is the first to realize like the scam of all of this like work because like everything like there's more possible now than ever before, but that just means that the big dogs are able to just take advantage of you more because they're going to be the first to get to it and they're actively killing off everyone's passions. You want to be a designer? AI. You want to make music? AI. You want to do art? AI. Like this stuff is being stripped from you in real time. So yes, more is possible, but like not for you. So then it's kind of like, well, what am I doing any of this for? Like, what's the difference between being a garbage man and being a software engineer actively building your replacement? I keep seeing reports from these top execs talking about in 18 months, corporate workers are going to be useless. And
actually,
for people who don't believe that,
the CEO of Anthropic just said that the dude that Lily is building, like, and it's so what do you call it? He said, Let me find it specifically. Man said, yeah, he said he's predicted that AI could eliminate approximately 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years, and that repetitive knowledge-based tasks in fields like law, finance, and consulting are at a high risk, potentially raising unemployment to 10 to 20%. And it's just like, it's so interesting to me because of like this kind of like, it's like you are making these comments and you are literally accelerating us towards that future. So it's so weird to me because I'll see these AI people, the people that are literally creating our replacements, like complain or like be like, you should fear AI as you are actively accelerating us towards that point. And it's just like, what, like, how are you going to complain and then keep building on the like and then release the most capable model the next day? I'm like, you
Somebody got
can't
to
be
do it.
you can't be on both sides of the argument. You're either all in on AI replacing everybody and you're safe because you're at the top and you're the rich exec that created. I'm like, bro, but it's like you can't.
If he don't do it, somebody else will. It's the same reason why the U.S. dropped the nuke back in World War II. Somebody was going to do it. I'm not. That doesn't make it right. And for people who are listening, he's making a face at me. He's making judgmental faces for all my audio listeners. I'm not saying it's right, and I don't think using a nuke was ever correct. But I also don't think an AI is ever correct in the way that they're trying to use this stuff. Like I think we should have cut off the AI at helping with the medical field, assisting with different things, and like I see people they don't even use search anymore. I search up more, so I don't go ask AI basic questions like or
I still use
definitions.
Google, man.
I use Google, and people tell me they don't use that, and I know people that are so embedded in all this AI stuff, and it's like, oh, it's changing your life. It's changed. I changed my life. I do everything with it. I don't even store my own files anymore. It's altered my existence on this earth. You, fam, what do you think is gonna happen in the future? You're not gonna have anything to store in the AI. You're not gonna have any documents, any
Yeah,
money.
I just don't get it, bro.
Like, I do think AI could be helpful, and it is helpful in a lot of ways, but people don't know when to stop, man. Like, continuous growth. When are we gonna maintain all this constant improvement, constant releases, constant? We need to do more. When are we gonna actually stop and fix what we have? It's like having a car. You can't just keep putting upgrades on the car.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to repair it at some point. You're gonna have to stop and put air in the tires. You're gonna have to stop and put gas in the tank. You know, it's like humans. You gotta eat. You're not gonna be the best athlete just by training 24/7 and never. You're gonna die.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
either way, man. Um, you have any more thoughts on that?
Nah, man. I think you hit it on the yeah. I think you got
Yeah,
it, bro.
man. I love my life, man. And these aren't complaints. These are just real things. And for people who want to think we don't know what we're talking about, man, I encourage you to read, pick up a book. And this isn't a situation where, oh, I wasn't wrong. I'm just early. It's not that. It's the stuff is happening in real time. But
Mm-hmm.
what do I know? But in good news, man, we have more. Well, there's a lot of actually of HBCU excellence going around. Shout out North Carolina Agricultural Technical State University, uh, 1891, Greensboro, North Carolina, and
Yeah,
shout out
man. The one and
Mike
only,
Epps and his
man.
daughter, family.
I'm always happy to see, like, you know, especially like in our community, like our, you know, black celebrities and people who have made a real impact, like sending their kids to institutions that are built for them by them. Like I said, it's a lot of these people can pay I'm sure can pay their ways into these elite schools, but I'm really glad that they're just, like I said, not nothing against them, like against going to PWI. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I'm just glad to see that they are still leaving HBCUs as options. Not sure why I just got dark. Leaving HBCUs as options, like like for their kids to kind of go and explore and just kind of like go out and build that community around, you know, people that look like them, right? So always great to see, you know, people having their kids like just being the next generations of Aggies, of Bison, of Morehouse men, and so on. So, yeah, man, always happy to see.
Yeah, and for people who I guess didn't pick up on the context, Mike Epps, I don't know how many children he has, but this one of his daughters is going to A&T, I believe, this fall. So
Yeah.
she committed, you know, posted a picture. He was like, "Oh, my girl going to A&T, blah blah blah," and man, shout out Mike Epps, man. I just rewatched All About the Benjamins. I told y'all last week to watch that podcast or watch that movie because we talked about, you know, gambling and different things like that. So watch the movie, watch the podcast, por favor. And Mike Epps is a treasure. And yeah, I don't know. Did people also see, you also saw that was it Ice Cube and Chris Tucker's son did the ad? or the Friday skit with for the Rams?
Nah, I ain't see.
Bro, you gotta watch it, man. My boy, what's it? O'Shea, and I don't know Chris Tucker's son name, but his son sound just like him, bro. Like they got the same voice. They redid like a piece from Friday, and it's just crazy seeing like kids. They look so much like their parents, like the dads.
Yeah, might be. Zoom must be uncanny, bro. It's just crazy, man. Yeah, we gotta get back into the era of good movies coming out.
Yeah, no, we need it. I'm really hoping that some good movies. I mean, we haven't had a good like black movie in a minute. Like we've had Get Out, we've had the stuff Jordan Peele works on, but in terms of like those black movies from like
And
similar to
comedies, yeah.
comedy, yeah, like Friday and all those like, from 1985 to like 2005, that run of like
The
black
golden
movies,
era.
man. Well, not even just black movies, movies in general, bro. Movies were fire.
Mm-hmm.
Now every movie costs so much to make that they don't even make their money back.
Crazy, man. But hey, man, I'm praying we get back to it soon, man. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, nah, we need that, man. I'm tired of just sequels and prequels and spinoffs and rewrites and blah blah. Man, I want good film. And speaking of which, man, shout out if you haven't already, man. Everybody tap in with look up Xavier Odom. Xavier with a Z. Fellow Aggie, fellow, just a good dude. Just look him up, doing some great things. I'm not gonna say what all he's doing. You look his name up and you'll figure out what he's doing. Making some things happen.
Sharp guy, man. Salute to him, man. Doing his thing for sure.
Absolutely, crazy, just crazy resume too. Just put that out there. Anybody in the tech area, blah blah blah, engineering, blah blah blah. Good guy. But yeah, I think it covers all our topics we had. You have any announcements? Anything you wanna share?
Nah, man, we blessed. Be on the lookout, man. We still putting out clips, reels, all that good stuff. Like I always say, let us know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Any feedback you got, we all ears, and we gonna catch y'all next week. Man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate y'all.
Stay blessed, y'all. Have a good one, man. South the mud.
Peace.